So, the purpose of Santa Muerte and Day of Death celebrations of immortal bodies and immortal beings surpassing to the very next life and entering a different world and our place and our time dimension and space in our area. So, with this, sometimes there is some sort of strange alignments and or aims that could cause something to happen to the body. So a person's body is supposed to have what belongs to one entity only, yeah? But sometimes, as differentiations of species and or types of beings, such as universal species, then sometimes there is creation block, which means universal species, they have abilities to create new life and of more than one, and the job, the duty, the task, and all originality is supposed to be creating new life. However, as transformations and lessons and or life and or placements of universal species differentiates from person to person. So like Noel, he's a universal species, but he was transformed into an alien white person instead of his universal body. And for me, it is a human body, which is symbolically similar to Adam and Eve's. And I am also a universal species, yeah? So when we're talking about like who is placed where and when and why, it is perhaps something different to do with studies and or in-depth understanding or firsthand or skills and our abilities to learn differently for something to do with something, yeah. But it's not like we chose to be here. First off, yeah. Second off, we don't really know who chose us to be here. Third off, we are trained to do the best like everyone else, yeah. But when we're talking about the Day of the Dead statues and items and prayer, incense, and much more, it is obviously about the immortal body and immortal being. So what I do is when I feel and sense that my body is releasing some sort of new life and or old life and or something in related to that, then I pray to the Santa Muerte statue and is reassured that everything leaves my body and should leave my body. And I do feel and sense that it does leave my body when I do pray. So when we're talking about the Holy Dead and my relationship with the Holy Dead, it is obviously having to do with something relating to my majors and studies, such as love, and his is more immortal being, such as like in terms relations of what is safe for the immortal body and so on. So in the process of my relations with Holy Dead, it was obviously to do with my immortal being and my personal privates and so much more of the uses of what items and much more to release the entrapped supposed creation that was literally dying within me, such as the obvious living beings that were dying within me, thoughts about children, and much more, yeah. So when we're talking about like what Holy Dead did with his powers, abilities, and capabilities with what he had was obviously the thicken, perhaps if I do recall properly, yeah, was Trojan or something, yeah, like mass war going on with these supposed what was inside that would not be released and was causing me pain and sufferings.